No use in letting him have a chance to revive.
You're getting sloppy, Eric. You've lost your glamour spell.
Glamour spell? What did he mean? Why did Eric sound so different? Why was this being hidden from me?
It's a spell that makes us look human.
I froze. Look human? They didn't look like humans after all? What did they look like?
Like demons.
As if Matthew knew what Damien was talking about, Matthew spoke up, followed by the sound of a cork popping out of a bottle.
Well, not for much longer. Here.
Fuck you, Matthew!
There we are. Thank you, Matthew.
I could hear the small clinking of glass being passed before hearing Eric guzzle down a liquid of some sort. The feel of the air around me gently began to warm back up, insinuating that everything had been returned to normal. Finally, Damien moved his hands from my eyes, allowing me to see around me once again. The devils, including Eris, had fled. On top of what I assumed to be Malix's body was a dirty sheet that was quickly turning red from blood. No tentacle monsters! No tentacle monsters! No! I couldn't tell if it was even his body. It seemed slumped together like a pile of parts. The boys, however, had gathered around me. All of them, including Eric, looking like nothing had happened. What just... I tried to speak, but everything zipped around in my head at the whole event that I felt like speaking wasn't possible.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
I could only nod. What had happened boggled my mind to the point of disbelief. I was second-guessing everything, lost in a sea of what and how and when. As we walked out of the warehouse, I looked to Eric for some form of sign that I wasn't dreaming. Eric smiled softly at me before looking ahead, trying to look like nothing had happened. It was over. Malix was gone and the boys were finally safe. A wave of relief ran through my body at the thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a ping of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malix was defeated. That was our deal. As we approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down my heart. It was late, but the boys led me inside and turned out the lights in the lobby.
Fine, relax.
My bad.
It will be good to have some rest without devils breathing down our necks.
I'm just tired. Can I hit the hay early?
I think some sleep would be good for all of us.
Right? I want to know what happened to Buttbag's dad, too. I looked to Damien, knowing he could read my mind, and frowned. I didn't want him to know about my thoughts on the situation. Yeah, bed sounds good. I wanted to just end tonight. Too much had happened, and I felt dizzy just trying to figure it out. However, Damien spoke up, stopping all of us from moving.
Should we be gone in the morning?
Oh. The air became still in tension. The realization of the situation hit the boys like a wave, forcing them to turn to me in curiosity. They had remembered their deal, and were now awaiting me to decide their fate. I gulped, face to face with the reality of the situation. The boys were leaving it up to me. They looked like they were willing to accept whatever I had demanded. It was only fair, though, after all that had happened. I looked to Eric, feeling my heart flutter in my chest. I didn't want him to leave, but would he ask to stay? I hoped that he would say no and ask me to stay longer. Okay, so, just in case that it's gonna be a timed thing, should we say for them all to stay, or should we tell them to go? I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. And hello, Wurmple. I'm sorry you can't sleep. Yes, we do want to keep Eric. We don't care about the other ones, especially Matthew. Okay. As if he knew what I wanted, Eric moved and stepped to me, gently moving a strand of hair from my face to behind my ear. He stared into my eyes and spoke, gently stroking my cheek.
Princess, you've been such a wonderful help to us already. But I'm afraid that I must ask more of you. I've grown fond of being here and of serving you. Would you allow us to stay?
Oh, he asked us! My heart skipped while a large red blush ran across my cheeks. The boy stared at Eric wide-eyed, but I didn't dare to speak out. Bud didn't dare to speak out. Eric stepped back to give me space, returning to where he was. I moved my gaze across each boy, trying to make a decision. If they left in the morning, I would never see them again, and my life could return to normal. If I did decide to let them go, that would have been for the best. No goodbyes, no delays. But did I want to? They had done so much for me in such a small amount of time. We're gonna let them stay, 'cause he asked so nicely. I wanted them to stay. I wanted him to stay. I merely smiled, staring at the man I had come to have feelings for, before speaking at last. I would love it if you all could stay. The boys cheered tiredly, but nonetheless enthusiastically. I giggled at the sight. It was cute to see everyone so excited. Despite the tiredness that ran equally through our bodies, today was a rough day. My home is your home, as long as you can still help with chores. The boys nodded in unison, agreeing to the terms I had set for them. Despite the good situation, I felt myself slowly slipping into unconsciousness. However, James quickly clapped his hands together, getting everyone's attention and waking me up, making sure I didn't pass out on the floor.
All right, everyone. We're all very tired, so let's head to bed, shall we?
Oh, yeah, sleep is actually a thing. Right.
We've had a very long day, but it will be good to just relax tonight and tomorrow.
Sleep sounds really good right now.
Yeah, man.
But they didn't do anything! I watched a very happy smile grow onto Eric's lips. He shared my excitement, knowing that we would be together longer. Who knew how long we would stay together? All I cared about was that I would be with him. The others quickly left to finally rest, leaving me and Eric alone at last. Oh god. Right, but Buttbag's dad! What about him? Oh no! My heart fluttered a bit as Eric walked closer to me, gently wrapping his arms around my waist. I placed my hands onto his shoulders, leaning close.
Yet again, you spoil me. I'm very unworthy of you, Princess.
Hush, Eric. I wanted you to stay. I stared up into his eyes, getting lost in them. I didn't know if it was the tiredness or my growing attachment to him, but I felt myself lean into Eric's body. It invited me to stay a while, making me forget that my bed was also calling for me.
Listen, about what happened at the warehouse.
No, it's fine. You did what you had to do, I understand. I bit my tongue. Whoops. I had accepted everything while in Eric's warmth. He was real, and he was someone I didn't want to be without. Even if that meant nodding against my curiosity. Besides, I was too tired to explore that memory further. Eric nodded before kissing my forehead sweetly.
Come, let's get you to bed.
Oh. Oh no. Ah, are we gonna do the do? I nodded before Eric gently lifted me up into his arms like a bride and carried me to my room. I didn't want to leave his arms, leaning my head against Eric's chest, but eventually I was slowly lowered to my bed and covered with my bed covers. I was still in my school clothes, but I was too tired to strip or care. I looked to Eric, fighting a yawn from escaping me as he gently ran a hand over my hair.
Have a good night, princess. I'll prepare breakfast for you in the morning.
I nodded with a tired smile before watching him slowly stand and leave my room, closing the door. Yes, do the do. A wave of happiness washed over me as I laid in bed. I made a good choice. Sure, it would be hard, but I could tell that I wouldn't be able to manage it. Or, I could tell that I would be able to manage it. My bad. Help around the house and being with the man whom I was slowly starting to fall for would be worth it. Slowly, I felt my exhaustion take over me. I let sleep consume me as I drifted into the darkness in my mind. Everything was peaceful. I was happy. Is this it? Are we at the end? Oh no, there's no video for it! Or anything! What the hell? Oh! Maybe we're not at the end.
An interesting creature.
Oh god. Oh god. I opened my eyes to see a woman staring at me with a very sly smirk on her face. I opened my mouth to scream in fright, but a hand quickly covered my mouth.
No screaming now. Too early, silly girl.
I could only stare up at the woman above me. I still felt weak, not having the strength to move and fight her off. She was very beautiful, but I felt more anger than amazement.
Why do the boys like you? You're unique, yes, but that can't be all that you have going for you.
Yes, all of my oh gods. Rage began to consume my core again. This woman, whoever she was making me mad. She must have known as she let another smirk grow on her face.
Ooh, you're feisty. That could be why.
Before I could bite her hand in anger, she removed her hand from my lips, standing up and staring down at me from her place next to my bed. Oh my, she's very sexy. I quickly sat up and glared daggers at the intruder. Who the hell are you, and why are you in my room? The woman began to laugh, making the rage inside me increase. I wanted to punch her, but I waited for her answer.
How silly of me. I forgot that we demons are not well known of in your world. You can call me Diana, little human.
Diana? Demon? You're a demon?
I am, but I'm much more than just an average demon.
What do you mean?
Silly girl. I'm a succubus.
I stared at Diana in shock. A succubus? First incubi and now a succubus? Great! I have now met both genders of sex demons. Diana crossed her arms under her bosom and looked at my body.
Well, you are pretty. A goody little two-shoes, aren't you?
Right? Another awesome voice actor. Yes. I moved out and stood from the bed, still glaring at Diana. Why are you here?
Oh, I just wanted to see who my competition was.
Competition?
For the boys, of course. They don't belong here, and yet here they remain. I want to know why, and remedy